Welcome back to part 2 of the birthday party bodycon dress. Okay, we left off, we had just added some extra length to the bodice. We were getting ready to start working on the skirt section of this dress. Okay, now I put a formula in the description box for for all of you who want to get a perfect to their self fit. You want to get a perfect custom fit. Follow the formula in the description box. If you feel like you're not confident in, trying to do all the math and figure out exactly what you need to do, then you can just follow my instructions and you will get a pretty good fitting dress. It won't be as good as those with their custom measurements, but it'll still be good. So again, where we left off was you added on the extra inches to your bodice for your waist measurements. Okay, we are basically increasing um 10 inches over a course of like 6 inches. So we're going to work 9 rows of increase. With this increase, what we're going to do on the first row of increase, we're going to add 5 double crochet. On the second row of increase, we're going to add 4 double crochet. And, continue the pattern back and forth until we get to till we work 9 rows, okay? So again, we are just increasing over the next 9 rows. Every other row, one row 5 increase, the other row 4 increase. So yeah, that's basically what you're going to be doing if you don't feel like doing the formula, taking the easy way out. That's what you're going to be doing. So with that being said, let's begin. So we are just going to rejoin at the end of the extended bodice section that we just added. And when I start increasing, because we're going to increase 5 on this first round, I don't actually count out the number between my stitches. I just add my first increase up under the first bodice section, up under both the cups, and up under the other bodice section, and then one dead in the middle. And I will show you exactly what I mean once we start working this up. So yeah, just chain 2 after you attach your yarn. You're just going to start double crocheting all the way down, remembering to add 5 increases. And I will show you exactly where I do my increases. So yeah, we're just working one side of the bodice first. And again, like I said, I didn't count out how many stitches. I just randomly placed them, but I tried to space them out as good as possible. So I placed one in this first bodice, and I'm just gonna kind of show you guys exactly what I mean when we get there. So yeah, we're about halfway in the middle of the bodice. So I'm just going to add, wait, I didn't add it quite yet. I think this is where I'm gonna add 2. Yeah, this is where we're gonna add 2. It's kind of like in the middle of that bodice, you see. And now we're just going to keep going all the way down until we get to about the center of the first cup. And make sure that you place 2 double crochets in the chain spaces when we get to the cup section. Yeah, I feel like this is so painful to watch, but I feel like if I skip through it, then I'm going to be moving a little too fast. But yeah, just place 2 into each one of these, and then once you get to the middle, you're just going to place you're going to place 3 in a chain space, in the middle chain space of the first cup. I will show you when I get there. So here we are about at the center of the cup, and we're just going to place 3 in this chain space. And now we're just going to place 2 in the rest until we get to about the center, the little center space between the 2 cups, and then we're going to add 3 in another set of chain spaces. So here we are coming up between the middle space between the two cups, and we're just going to add 3 double crochets in this center chain space. And then we are just going to keep working 2 in each one until we get to the center of the second cup. Here I am just showing you guys, where we are right now in the project. As you can see, we are on our 4th. We're about to be up on our 4th increase because we put 1 in the bodice, 1 in the cup, 1 in the center, and now we're about to put 1 in the second cup. So yeah, this is, to give you a feel of exactly where we are in the project. So here we are over the center chain space of the cups, and we are just going to add 3 into this chain space and then continue on adding 2 into the rest. So that was the increase number 4. So yeah, here we are coming up on our 5th and last increase. We are just going to add 2 to the middle of this bodice section, and then we are going to finish out the round all the way to the end. And on the next round, we're actually only going to be increasing 4 times. So instead of us increasing on both ends of the bodice and both center cups and in the middle, we are going to increase everywhere but in between the cups. Now, you guys, as I stated in the very beginning of this, I did not put my increases in specific spots, but after this first round, I put my increases in the same spot. Like I increased in an increase stitch. Like, it's we added 2 to increase. So either one of the 2 is where we're going to increase in the next row. But again, we are only increasing for this round. You could really place like stitch markers in each section that you want to increase, but I find stitch markers just get in the way for me when I'm working, so I just don't. But you definitely can, put a stitch marker in each spot. But yeah, we're just gonna chain 2, turn our work like we have been doing, and start working back down the bodice. As I said before, we are only increasing up under the 2 centers of the cup and on both sides of the bodice, and we are skipping that center one. As you can see, we're coming up on that first increase from the first row. And as you can see, I'm a little out of focus, but I'm gonna fix my camera. Yep, here we are. I think I'm gonna slow down and actually, show you guys. See, right there where we have those 2, I'm just going to increase in one of the 2 increases from the last row. It doesn't matter which one you increase in, just try to increase in the same spot that you increased from the previous row. And yeah, that's where we are going to put our first one. That's the first increase out of 4. And let's just keep on working down till we get to the center of the first cup. And here we are coming up on the center of this first cup increase. And again, we are just increasing in the same spot that we increased the last time. Just, as you can see, you see those 3 stitches? We are just going to put 2 in that center stitch and continue working down till we get to the cup on the other side, in which we will increase. again. So yeah, we just did the second increase, and the third one will be in the center of the second cup. So here we are coming up on the third increase of this row. See, that's what we increased on the last row. We are just going to add 2 into that middle stitch in between those 3 right there. Just gonna add 2 right there. And that counts as our third out of 4 increases. And our last increase for this row will be at the end on the bodice section. I just want to let you guys know that once you get to the end of this row, I will be leaving you guys to finish off the rest of the rows. So right now we already have 2 rows done, 2 out of 9 rows. So now all you're going to do is just repeat these 2 rows until you have 9 rows. So again, increase 5 on the first row, increase 4 on the second row, increase 5 on the third, increase 4 on the fourth, and so on until you have 9 rows. And once you have 9 rows, then I will meet you guys back up here and show you what's next. And as y'all can see, we are coming up on the very end of this bodice, and you just need to add 2 to the last increase, and that will be the 4th out of 4 increases on this row. And you guys, I really hate to leave you guys and not working this whole entire thing out with you guys. I don't like to leave y'all. I like to do the whole entire thing on camera. But let me just be honest with y'all. I am broke as hell. And I'm on a super old Mac computer that has like no memory on it. So, it won't let me upload. See, we're increasing right here. But yeah, it won't let me upload all of my videos and stuff because it just doesn't have the memory on it. And in order for me to have more memory, I need to purchase an external hard drive. So, until then, y'all just gonna have to, crochet through this without me. I have so much confidence in you guys. You can do it. You can do it. It's not that hard. Just remember, a row of 5 increase, a row of 4, a row of 5, a row of 4. And yeah, here we are coming up on the end of that. And yeah, I'm just going to leave you guys to work up your 9 rows. And we will, be back once you have that. All right, we're back. I hope you guys made it through those 9 rows. And here we are on the end of row 9. So here I am just laying it out so you guys can see exactly what it looks like at this point. This is what your work should look like. And at the end of this, we are going to actually attach it to the other side. But when we attach it, we're not slip stitching. We are just going to continue working it around. We're going to, attach it with the double crochet instead of a slip stitch and just, continue working it around. We're going to work around all the way around of no increase. No increase. We're just doing a regular old round for round 10. So yeah, here we are. I'm just going to show you guys exactly by what I mean when I say reattach the 2 together with a stitch. See, that's the very last one of that row. Now we're just going to grab the other end of the work. And it should be on the right side. It should be on the right side. And we're just going to double crochet right into that very first stitch of the other end of the dress. So yep, here we are preparing that. I'm just gonna double crochet right into that very first stitch. And you want to make sure that that stitch isn't too loose. See, I feel like that was too loose, so I went back and tried to get it a little bit tighter. So yeah, once you crochet into that first stitch, you are just going to crochet all the way around in every stitch. You are not increasing on the 10th row. And you guys, if you are doing your custom measurements, yours might not be 10 rows. You know, you do however many that you need to get the length that you need. And then once you've done the length of your increases, then that's when you know, attach if you're doing a custom. But if you're following me, you know, just continue following along. So yeah, here we are at the end of that round number 10. And once you get to that first stitch, and of course, you know, you could have placed a stitch marker for those of you guys who can't really tell the difference whenever you're working around. You know, this is the last stitch, and now we are just going to slip stitch into the very first stitch of this round, and then we are going to finish off because we are, you know, officially done with this section of that dress. So there you have it. You are almost done. You're about 1/3 way done with the skirt. And this is what it should look like now that you know, have that section done. And now we are just going to work two separate sections for the length of this dress. We are going to start by putting a stitch marker in the center of the dress, and then however far apart you want your slits to be, that's where you're going to place your other stitch markers. I place my stitch markers about 18 stitches away from the center stitch. So yeah, mine's are you know, 18 stitches on each side. And we're going to work the longest section first. So from one end stitch marker to the other end stitch marker, which I will show you as soon as we get there. So yeah, so just grab your project and starting from, you know, the inside, you're just going to reattach right next to the stitch with the stitch marker. And as you can see, we are working from one end to the other. And now how many rows you do on this part is totally up to you. I did 9 rows because I ran out of yarn. On the original dress, I actually worked up 10 rows, which, you know, that gave a pretty nice size you know, party dress, cocktail dress. You know, you might want it a little bit longer or even extra long. You know, you work however many rows for the length that you want. I am working 9 rows on this. So yeah, here we are. We just reattach the yarn, and now we are just going to double crochet all the way around. And that's pretty much it for the rest of, you know, this section of the project. You're just going to work it back and forth until you you know, get the length that you want. So yeah, here we are coming up on the end of this first row where the other stitch marker is. And you're just going to, you know, turn your work and continue working as you normally would. You're going to keep doing this until you get however long, however much, you know, however long you want your dress to be, keep working it up. Y'all, I don't know if I'm just getting annoyed with this tutorial and I'm just ready to get it recorded and over with or what, but I'm like getting so tongue tied and I feel like I sound stupid. But yeah, here we are just, you know, working, just work it up, work this project up, and I'll be back when I get to the end of this. And here we are at the end, super duper fast. And this is the end of row 9. And I'm just going to finish it out and then finish off. Yeah, I really hope this is making a lot of sense. I feel like I've been like kind of all over the place with this tutorial, but I think I hit the major important parts. But y'all just let me know. Like, y'all have got to give me some feedback to let me know if these tutorials are understandable. You know, do I need to fix something? What y'all like about the tutorials? What you don't like about the tutorials? Let me know. But yeah, we're just going to finish off. And now we're going to start working the middle section of the piece, which is, you know, in between the outside stitch markers where the center piece is. So yeah, this is what your work should look like now. We have everything worked except for the middle. And we're about to, you know, work from this end all the way to that end. Back and forth. So yep. And you're going to want to do the same amount of stitches. I mean of rows that you did in the first part, which is however many. I did 9, so I'm doing 9 here too. So yeah, just reattach and just, you know, work it up. Double crochets. And that's really pretty much it, you guys. Like, you know, once you get this, you've done the majority of the project. All that's left to do now is the edging. Yeah, I feel like I really, like, my talking on this tutorial has been terrible. I feel like the Charlie Brown teacher. Wah, 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 wah. But yeah, here we are coming up on the end of row 9 for the middle part. Yeah, I'm really sorry that I really I almost cussed. I really hate that I couldn't do all of this on camera, you guys. I have got to get an external hard drive as soon as possible, like ASAP, because I don't like leaving you guys hanging. Like, I want y'all to feel confident working up these projects, you know, because I know how hard it is sometimes being a beginner and trying to follow these tutorials. They can be a little hectic, but if you guys need any help, do not hesitate to ask me on any of my social medias. But yeah, here we are. We're just coming up on the end of this row. Yes, yes. Y'all, I'm so excited to have this tutorial almost finished. Like, people have been asking me about this tutorial for months now, and I've finally been able to get it out to you guys. So yeah, this is what your project should look like now. Yep. And the dress is, I mean, you're pretty much done at this point. We just got to add on the edging. So for the edging, we are just going to start with the very end of this. And we're going to place straps in each solid section of the side part. So right there in the blue, right there in the coral. So it's 3 straps all together. Then you're just going to come around the back part. Keep going, you know, putting on the edging. This is all edging. This is a center section. Come back up. Come back up on top of that. Come back around and you're adding straps again to all 3 solid sections right there, and right there. Now my computer's freezing up and it's lagging, so I don't know what it looks like. Let me stop this voiceover. My computer was lagging a little bit, but you guys got the point. You know, you're placing the straps in the opposite side, you know, the same place but the opposite side of the cups as you are on this side. So yeah, we're just gonna attach right here. And then you're just going to, how I do mine is, because you know you put 2 single crochets in each double crochet edge. So how I do my edging is I'll put one double crochet in there first. And then the first, you know, I put the first of the 2 into the edge. And I like to switch out hooks so it doesn't take me so long to work up the straps. I chain about 60 chains. Yeah, so you go down and come all the way back down. Once you get to the end, you are just going to place another single crochet in that same double crochet edge. Hopefully, you know, I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I switched back to my normal size hook that I've been using the whole project. Yeah, and put a single crochet right in that same one, and then continue on down until you get to the blue section. I'm so sorry that I'm like not in the camera, y'all. But yeah, how I do the straps is, you know, I just come back down. I'm working the straps kind of like in between the 2 colored double crochet edges. But yeah, we just did the edging all the way around, all of it, all the entire back part of the dress. I sorry I couldn't show you this, guys. I'm so sorry. I hope you figured it out. You just place it. You know how to do an edging. Come on now, y'all know how to put on an edging. I have so much faith in y'all. This is the last strap. Yep, and all you're gonna do is just slip stitch, well, chain. Ugh, I'm just all over the place. Single crochet into that same one, and then just slip stitch into the next, and you have that entire edging completed, you guys. That is it. That is all. Now you're gonna want to work the edging on the insides of the cups, and you just work it the same way. You're just doing single crochets all the way down, no straps. You're working the inside of it, and you're going to start in the same place that you started the outside straps, but just on the inside. As you can see, I'm positioning the dress because, yeah, so right here on the inside of the dress. Yeah, I'm so sorry for my text message notifications in the background. Like, they pop up on my computer. I don't know how to turn the sound off for them, so that's why you hear them going off in the video. But yeah, we're just going to single crochet the edge, and of course, 2 single crochets in every double crochet edge. All the way down the project. So yep, we're just placing 2 in each one, all the way down. You work the center. When you get to the center, you're just going to place 2 double crochet in each chain space on the bottom, the middle section of that. If anybody's having trouble with putting on this edging, just let me know in the comments, and I will try to help you figure it out. But it's just putting on a regular old edging like you do anything else. And I really hate when people leave their edges raw on a project. It just makes me feel like the project's incomplete. And when you put an edging on your project, it helps keep everything intact, so that it doesn't stretch. Put a nice little tight, not too tight, but good tension edging on it. But that is it. You're gonna also want to put an edging on the bottom part of this dress. I didn't show it on camera because I was running out of memory, the usual. And that is it, you guys. That is the dress. For the top middle section, I chain a chain of 175, and I just put them through every 5 stitches for the middle section. For those bottom chains, I chain 100, and I just put them in every 3rd stitch on the bottom part. If that doesn't make sense to you guys, I will make a separate video on how I put on those chains into the dress. But yeah, that's it. The dress is completed. I almost forgot, for the back chain, the middle section to tie up, from your hips to waist, you are going to want to chain a chain of 75, and I like to do every other stitch when I lace that up, so it's almost seamless. But yeah, every other stitch for the back piece. This is it, you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope that by the time you get to this section of the project, you are able to complete it with ease. I truly hope you had as much fun making this piece as I did designing it. Please don't forget to join my Facebook group, Chasing SunRaee Sun Clan. I'll post the link in the description below. It's an easy way to contact me and ask questions. Post pictures of your completed projects for a chance to get featured on my videos, participate in giveaways, and, just keep up with all things SunRaee. The SunClan ladies were actually fortunate enough to get this tutorial as an early release. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any of these free tutorials. And don't forget to hit the like button. All my social media handles are linked below, so be sure to check those out as well. And congratulations, you have made it to the end of this video, and I'm going to do a secret giveaway. The first 5 people that comments who lives in a pineapple under the sea in the comment section below will win a free gift from me. You have to be following the crochet group and subscribe to my channel. Good luck, and until next time, stay sunny, you guys.